Hello and welcome to another episode of Colorful Finance. In this video we will explain to you what you should look into before finding website hosting service provider. Stay focused as this video is divided into two parts. Determining which web hosting provider is best for your website can be a difficult process. Your choice will depend on the technology they use and other factors. You might also want to consider getting your own hosting in-house so you can design it the way you want. A lot of people are interested in buying a web server. However, this can be complicated and time-consuming. That's why many businesses choose to leave it to the experts, such as web hosting providers who offer reliable solutions through dedicated hardware systems. On the surface, most web hosting companies seem to offer the same service with small variations in price. But look closer and you'll see that not all providers are made equal. Some may offer more features while others are more stable. It's best to compare different providers. Each imperfection can have a significant impact on business. For example, a 1-second delay in page load time can lead to 7% fewer website conversions and up to 10% traffic loss. 86% of all websites experience some form of slowdown. Migrating services to another host typically costs thousands of dollars and takes weeks or even months. When you're choosing a web host, it's important to think about scalability and revenue. It is tough to make the decision from all of the options, but this guide will help you be confident with your choice. What are your ambitions for your blog? What are the hosting requirements, for example? Disk space? The web hosting company you choose sets the foundation for your website's technology and design. Understanding your goals for the future will help you figure out what you need to do next. Think about long-term plans, because even when you launch a site with low traffic, there is still a lot of time and effort involved. Your level of growth might put you in a position where your service levels become more costly to maintain. To determine what type of hosting you need, ask yourself the following questions. What kind of website are you building? Will it be primarily a source of company information, or will there be lots of updates? Will your site have a lot of traffic? What is your budget? How will your website communicate with customers? Will they need to log in and give you their personal details? How will you keep them secure and private? It's hard to say what kind of traffic growth you're likely to experience without understanding the type of business that you're operating as well as how you plan on using your site. You may need to host multiple sites at different URL domains depending on your goals and marketing strategy. Do you plan to scale up as the business grows? Will you also be adding new features and functionalities? It's best to choose a system that can be integrated with other software you may use in the future. Have you given any thought to the hardware and software needed to power your site? For instance, what languages will you need, i.e., PHP, Java, .NET? Are you using a lower-priced hosting provider that limits your pages? It's important to be aware of the limitations of your hosting plan before you establish your site. The number of pages available on a hosting package can vary immensely, from just one up to hundreds. How much downtime can you afford, and are uptime metrics critical to the success of your business? Do you need email hosting for your site? These questions will help to identify what your site needs in terms of tech requirements and future growth. Hosting plans to choose from. Web hosting companies typically offer one or more different types of hosting plans. These can depend on the type of technology they use and how big their infrastructure is, often with consideration for the audience they are trying to serve. Websites with massive traffic or those that need special hosting needs can sign up for dedicated or private hosting packages from web hosting companies. These plans are typically geared towards these different requirements. This type of website hosting means that your site's performance is predictable and consistent. This is thanks to the fact that you're not sharing your website with anyone else. So, activity on other sites won't have an impact on yours. One downside to this level of hosting is the cost is eventually higher than the initial hardware purchase. For example, let's say you had to pay monthly for a dedicated server and storage space. More storage space and/or memory requirements will increase costs as well. so it might not be the best option for startups. We advise you to have some understanding of web hosting. It is becoming increasingly important. What is shared hosting? With hosting, your website shares a host with other sites. This gives you access to all the shared resources of the server and any other applications that are there. This also provides added safety and security. The benefits of shared hosting. With shared hosting plans, you don't have to worry about any of the technical stuff. A hosting provider will take care of all that. All you'll need is a monthly fee. There are loads of benefits to this. Shared hosting is affordable. Shared hosting is the cheapest way to start a new website. Startup and growing companies can get online with minimal expense. Shared hosting is easy to manage. Shared hosting plans offer a standard, one-click control panel for easy file management, email accounts, subdomains and more. The hosting company is responsible for most of the maintenance. They'll also provide you with everything from security to software and operating systems. Hosting providers take care of everything so you can focus on your website's content. Shared hosting is an affordable, easy and quick way to get your website up and running. Hosting providers who use a platform like cPanel, for example, provide features like one-click installations for popular applications. If you plan to use a content management system like WordPress or Squarespace, this can be a deciding factor. Typing a single URL will install WordPress in your hosting account and have it ready for customization. Shared hosting is scalable. Shared hosting is ideal for those with smaller websites or who are launching a new site. However, it can be appropriate for scaling and growing your business as your traffic volume grows and you need more resources. This allows you to devote more bandwidth and storage without reconsidering your need for a new provider. The most scalable hosting providers offer VPS in addition to shared hosting, so if you run into a point where your business is outgrowing the shared plan you have, you can easily upgrade without having to move everything. A VPS is an excellent way to avoid problems of traditional shared hosting. With dedicated hardware and resources, your website will have a significantly better performance. Additionally, you can avoid typical security risks associated with shared hosting. In the past, virtual private servers shared the same server with other customer accounts, but now, each account has its own server and dedicated resources. Even if something does go wrong on one account, it won't affect another. VPS hosting can be a great option for your business, but might not be the best choice for startups. As a balance of price, security, performance, and privacy protection, it's among the best hosting plans you'll find. Understanding how different web hosting companies work to choose the right one for your business. When choosing a hosting plan, you'll want to review the features offered by a web host to ensure that they include all of the features you need. Hosts often offer tiered plans with different pricing tiers that vary in their data storage limit, monthly bandwidth allowance and number of domain names allowed. Some hosts also offer add-on services such as site builders and content management systems. E-commerce options. If you don't plan on selling any products that you offer, either in your e-commerce store or in a retail location of yours, then it might not be the best idea to invest time and money on building out an e-commerce solution. Good e-commerce integration is a much more holistic thing, not just being able to sell products. It should include the ability to manage multiple payment options, automatic taxes, shipping management options and secure processing of customer data. Email options. Email is an essential element of any business, especially those who want to invest in cultivating a strong online presence. This can be achieved through shared hosting due to the security and scalability that it offers. Business email should also have custom branding available for purchase, so that you can focus on other important aspects of your company and not waste time worrying about these tasks. When looking for email services, pay attention to the number of email accounts or user accounts you can create, the cost per additional account or user, webmail access and archive storage, as well as limitations on file attachments. The control panel. Hosting providers use existing software platforms to manage hosting accounts of their customers. These interfaces provide you with a single point of access to your email, FTP, databases, and other applications. Not only does this make them more user-friendly, but it also multiplies the features you can use. cPanel and Plesk are two of the most commonly used control panels in web hosting, so even if you don't have much experience with tech, it won't take long to get the hang of things. Supported scripting languages. Websites and custom functionality are all done using scripting languages. They vary depending on what type of operating systems or software you use. As an example, a hosting package Windows-based might support ASP, org, PHP, Python, and others. Linux-based hosts may support similar languages like PHP, but might not provide the resources you need for other languages, like Java and ASP. You should pick the language that you are most comfortable with and make sure your web host can support it. Website builders. Once you have your hosting account set up, it can seem like a huge challenge to put a website together. For those that aren't expert coders, this can often seem like the only option to creating a good website. Some web hosting providers offer tools such as website builders, giving you an easy way to get your site online even if you're not versed in languages like HTML or PHP. Website builders offer a very intuitive user interface, making them popular among beginner and intermediate web designers. The drag-and-drop design lets you create without needing any coding skills, which makes them easy to use. A good website builder will give you the tools and templates to make your own unique site. All you need to do is change anything from backgrounds and logos to text and images to make it perfect for you. If you need a website builder with your hosting, there are a few things to consider when comparing providers. Tiered services are good for beginners. You may not need all the features or power when getting started, so a plan that includes tiered services with different pricing tiers could be best. Keep in mind that your site builder might have limitations on the number of pages you can create. If you think you'll need more than a few pages, make sure to choose a site builder which has no limit on how many pages can be created. When looking for a website builder, it may be a better idea to go with one that has templates. That way, you don't need to start from scratch, you can use a professionally designed template right off the bat. Customization will come in handy if you want to delve deeper at some point. Look for a website builder that allows access to advanced editing, as this is the only way you'll be able to edit your site's CSS. A website builder should have strong support for the users, it should be easy to navigate, and if you get stuck, the customer service will on hand. The best way to check is to look at different packages and see what kind of support each one offers. And that was the first part of before you choose your web hosting service provider. Stay tuned to part 2 of the video. If you liked our content, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.